Kate Gosselin, the well-known former reality television star who rose to fame through her family's life documented on screen, recently opened up about a frightening personal experience that brought her face-to-face with danger in an unexpected setting. Now in her 50s, she has been sharing glimpses of her life through social media, particularly as she navigates recovery from a significant physical setback. This particular incident unfolded during what should have been a routine shopping trip at a local grocery store while she was traveling in New Zealand. The event centered around a bold attempt by a man to steal an entire loaded trolley, essentially a shopping cart filled with goods, from the store. What could have been a quiet errand quickly escalated into chaos as shoppers noticed the theft in progress. A group of people, described by Gosselin as primarily local men, affectionately referred to in her recounting as Kiwi men, sprang into action without hesitation. They chased after the suspect, determined to prevent him from escaping with the stolen items. At the same time, numerous bystanders pulled out their phones to contact authorities, turning the scene into a coordinated community response to what appeared to be an uncommon occurrence in the area. Gosselin emphasized how unusual such events are in New Zealand, noting that crime of this nature is relatively rare compared to other places she has lived or visited. The quick mobilization of the crowd underscored a strong sense of civic responsibility and vigilance among residents. Phones were out not just for recording but for actively summoning help, highlighting how seriously the situation was taken. The suspect's attempt to flee turned frantic as he tried to maneuver through the store and past obstacles, including other customers. In the midst of this pursuit, the man barreled directly toward Gosselin's position. She described how he pushed past her forcefully, nearly knocking her to the ground. The impact was particularly jarring because of her current physical condition. She had been dealing with a serious leg injury that had severely limited her mobility for months. Only recently had she begun to walk again without assistance, marking a major milestone in her rehabilitation journey. The sudden shove disrupted her fragile balance, sending her momentarily off her feet and reminding her just how vulnerable she still felt in everyday situations. She recounted the moment vividly, explaining that the thief literally ran right by her, losing a shoe in his haste to escape. The shoe flying off became an almost comical detail amid the tension, but the near miss was anything but funny to her. Gosselin shared that she was still in what she called her lack of walking state, meaning her steps were tentative and unsteady. The push could have easily caused a serious fall or injury, potentially setting back her progress by weeks or more. Instead, she managed to stay upright, though shaken, as the chaos continued around her. This brush with danger came at a poignant time in Gosselin's life. Her injury had originated from a seemingly innocuous accident earlier, playing with her dog, a moment of joy that turned into a life-altering setback. The recovery process had been long and challenging, involving physical therapy, patience, and gradual steps toward regaining independence. Just days before this grocery store incident, she had proudly announced to her followers that she had walked unaided for the first time in New Zealand, a small but meaningful victory. The contrast between that celebratory update and the sudden threat of being knocked down highlighted the unpredictability of daily life during recovery. Gosselin's decision to share the story publicly reflects her ongoing openness with fans who have followed her through years of highs and lows. From the intense scrutiny of reality television to her post-show life as a single mother managing a large family, she has rarely shied away from discussing personal challenges. This incident, while alarming, also allowed her to highlight positive aspects: the bravery of strangers who intervened, the low-crime environment that made the event stand out, and her own resilience in the face of yet another obstacle. The community response in the store served as a reminder of how interconnected people can be in moments of crisis. Rather than standing by passively, individuals acted decisively, chasing the suspect and ensuring authorities were notified promptly. Gosselin's account paints a picture of a society where such interventions are instinctive rather than exceptional, contrasting sharply with environments where crime might be more prevalent and responses more hesitant. Reflecting on the encounter, Gosselin expressed relief that she emerged unharmed, though the emotional impact lingered. The near knockdown served as a stark reminder of her ongoing healing process and the fragility of progress after injury. Walking, once taken for granted, had become a deliberate achievement, and having that threatened, even briefly, brought a rush of vulnerability. Yet she framed the story with gratitude for the people around her who stepped up, turning what could have been a traumatic solo experience into one supported by collective action. The loss of the thief's shoe added a humanizing, almost absurd element to the tale. In the adrenaline-fueled escape, something as simple as footwear became a casualty, left behind as evidence of his failed plan. Gosselin's light-hearted mention of it in her retelling suggests an attempt to find levity in an otherwise scary moment, a coping mechanism she has employed throughout her public life.